Dan, what's happened?
Well, a huge shout-out to a gentleman named Jeff. He's a man, very nice man, that my buddy Sean and I met on the golf course yesterday. It was one of the worst rounds I've ever had in my life. I mean, I was not happy at all. So,
good for you.
But anyway, welcome, Jeff. He said he'd be listening in.
Oh.
It's Monday.
Pressure's
Let's
on.
do the Chicago. What's that?
The pressure's on.
The pressure is very much.
People are actually
absolutely
listening to this?
Yes, yeah, I know. We actually have to pay attention.
Now you tell
me. Imagine that.
Me.
Well, let's get to work here. It's Monday. The Chicago shooting report: 12 shot, 2 dead. That's a city I'm hoping that President Trump goes in with the military. That is a war zone. It's been a war zone for years. Currently, there are well over 500 murders in that city. That can't continue and has to stop. And I think President Trump is the one person to do that. To hell with the screaming that's going to happen in Chicago. People are dying all over the place, and so that's one of many cities that need to be cleaned up. The Matt Gaetz thing, if he isn't confirmed, there is a very outstanding alternative, and that's Jim Jordan. I think Jim Jordan will be extremely effective. I think he's more palatable to the snobs, and that's who these people are, the Lisa Murkowskis and the Susan Collinses of the Republican Party. He certainly has a better chance of getting confirmed. But one thing that comes to mind is that now that this election is over and it's clearly a solid mandate, Republicans need to recognize that it is a mandate. You can do whatever they want. I mean, they can do whatever not what they want, but what they should do, and do it boldly. Don't hesitate, because that's not what you're elected for, to be a squish like Murkowski and Collins are. I've always said for the longest time, the Republicans need to clean up their own house. But they're not prepared to take on the Democrats. Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is leading the way as to how to do that. But if Donald Trump wasn't there, there'd be nothing regarding energy with the Republican Party. They most likely would have lost, and the Democrats would go back to what they're doing. I mean, it's so bad with the Democrats. You've seen the story that Pennsylvania, they're openly counting illegal ballots and not being shy about it. This is the kind of mindset that Donald Trump has to deal with moving forward.
Wow. Openly counting. I heard that. They're counting open ballots. It sounds like somebody's going to go to jail, though, in this case.
I hope so. See, again, this is the problem. The law is not being enforced. Now, with someone like Matt Gaetz, he would definitely enforce the law. Jim Jordan, I think so. I think in a milder way, but he would be very effective. We don't want people like, the usual, big government Republicans in charge, because they never get anything done. They're like dealing with the UN. It's that bad with those people. But the Republicans need to clean their house, and this is why I'm happy that Thune became the majority leader. The Senate majority leader. He might have a chance to sort of sway people like Murkowski and Collins. What's his name? From Florida wouldn't have done it. But again, we have a lot of options. What I'm just hoping for is that the Republicans exercise these options, because it's long overdue, and again, that's what the people wanted.
All right, Dan.
And by the way, Susan Collins is on the borderline of becoming a list of the ugliest women in politics. She's kind of not that easy. Huh? Not that easy on the eyes. No. She'd be the first Republican.
Well, Dan, I don't care what they say. You're still a fine American.
And a lousy Mexican, and a lousy golfer, by the way, too, as if yesterday.
Well, isn't that what it's all about when you golf? To be lousy?
No, I was not. I'm still not happy.
Okay. Well, then we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Indeed, you will. Thanks, bud.
Better luck next time. Silence. It is our turn here in River City. It's 18 past 7, and traffic has improved in the downtown. Just a minor slowdown now on northbound 99 at 12th, and then about 40-45 miles per hour through the downtown. Yolo Causeway still sluggish, starting at Reed Avenue. Your traffic is brought to you by our friends at ZeroResSacramento.com. And here now, live from Sonoma, it's Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Sean. So speaking of live, right now there is a crime happening live, right, as we speak. And it's here in California, and there's a few of them. I didn't look up how many, but I'm just going to profile one of them. And that's the Congressional 13th Congressional District.
Oh, yeah.
That's Duarte and all that. Now, here's the thing. I'm just looking at this article from KCRA TV. And it's a ho-hum article, and it's basically saying, here's the headline: another election, another long way for Duarte, Gray, and California's 13th district, and that's all it says. No, this woman who wrote it, Ashley Zavala, she looks easy on the eyes, but that's about all I can say nice about her, because there's nothing about what is taking so damn long with this. And I looked up the California Republican Party to see, are they doing anything about it? Nothing to my knowledge. They should be reporting on this daily, because Oliver is correct that they're cheating. I expect Duarte to lose, even though it looks like he's going to win. But you know how this all works. They pull up ballots at the last second here. But if I'm the California Republican Party, and especially in that particular district, you send everybody you can out there. And you make a stink about it. You bring the media. You demand answers, because everyone has long done with their counting, except this district here. What the hell has taken so long?
You know what, Dan? Why don't they do that? You know what it's going to take? It's just going to take people like you and me, and Wendy and people like that, to just do it ourselves and go out there and say what's going on here? Why is this taking so long? Aren't there people supervising this? There's supposed to be watchful eyes on the counting process. It sounds like they're doing whatever they want.
My suspicion is that there were a lot of people from, to the credit of the GOP, even in the state, to do watchful supervision of the counting, but they probably ended after or the day after the election day. But what they needed to do, and they should have known this, these long, even as this article points out, it's another long count for this. So they need to stay there until it's done.
Well,
now, Are they doing this? I don't know.
Doesn't look like it.
No. I mean, kind of switching gears a bit, I mentioned yesterday that Trump has a couple of, he has a number of cabinet picks. Two are in trouble. One is Gates, and the other is the gentleman, I can't remember his name, who's going to be defense secretary. He's got some problems here. But even if he didn't, there's a couple of people that I mentioned yesterday that are not going to vote for him. That's Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine. Now, keep in mind who these people are. Remember the infrastructure bill that was passed in 2021? It was well over $1 trillion. A lot of Republicans jumped on board to cash in. These are all big government Republicans, and they all profited from this, including Murkowski and Collins.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bill we didn't need, we didn't have the money for, but Republicans helped Biden along to get this bill passed, did anything come out of this? It was another $1 trillion, and they thought nothing of it. But these are the kind of people, because it was Murkowski, I think, that said Gates is not a serious pick from Donald Trump. Well, I say that Murkowski and Collins are not serious about fixing the problems of the country, and that needs to be exposed. But that comes to their home states.
Well, maybe they can all join Gavi for a big housewarming at his $9 million mansion.
Oh yeah, they could join in the Morning Joe cast to have a little coffee with them, just to warm them up. There's a lot of things within the Republican Party that need to be corrected.
We can only hope.
We'll talk more about this tomorrow. There's a bunch of things that are on my list here.
Hey, at least Trump won the election, so
yes, thank God for that.
Indeed. All right, Dan. Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Take care. "17 minutes after 7. Good morning. A quick look at traffic. Northbound 99 slowing up at 12th Avenue. Things clear up once you hit the downtown. And westbound 50 sluggish between Watt Avenue and 65th Street. Traffic brought to you by ZeroResSacramento.com. Here now is Dan in Sonoma. Dan?
Hey, Sean. So,
yeah?
with all these cabinet picks, there's a whole variety of things to talk about. We're not going to get it all in today, but let's start with Gates. The problem I have with him is not that the Democrats booted him out, but the Republican establishment booted him out. These are the same people that they're actually, if you look at it a certain way, the people like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, they're bigger liars than Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, because at least Pelosi and Schumer will sort of tout what they want, where Collins and Murkowski and all the big government types, including Lindsey Graham, will lie through their teeth about a whole variety of things. And they liked not John Boehner. Who's the previous Speaker of the House? His name escapes me all of a sudden.
McCarthy?
McCarthy, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you for that. They liked him, and they don't like what Gates did. Now, Gates was, as I said, when he started that movement to get rid of McCarthy, he made a promise to his constituents. He said, look, we are going to hold the line. And if someone like McCarthy does not hold the line, we're going to get him out of there. And he made that very clear to McCarthy. McCarthy lied through his teeth saying, yeah, sure, just I'll do what you say, just vote me in. Well, McCarthy didn't waste any time reneging on that promise, and Gates did what he said he was going to do and get him out of there. I admire that. We need more of that sort of thing, and that's the kind of thing these big government types detested of this man. Now, the sad thing is, Gates is now out of Congress. Can he get back into Congress? What's his future? I don't know, because one of the sad side effects is you have to, I guess, leave your post to accept one of these nominations.
But he'd have to leave right then.
No, he's still...
He wasn't
confirmed
confirmed yet. I don't know why he left, or did he leave? I heard that he resigned from Congress. That's what I heard.
I don't know if that was a requirement, though, so I don't know the rules of that. I don't know if that's...
Once you accept the nomination, once you get confirmed, you'd have to get out, but I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that. Now, the other thing is this Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, this is the guy from Fox News. Apparently he's got accusations of I hate to say it, a rape case. And the sad thing is, according to his lawyer, this seems to be true. And this is, of course, according to Red Eye Radio, who's very reliable. They do their homework when they make mention of these things. And if this is all true, what comes down to Trump's, whoever was assigned to do the vetting on people like this. I mean, this should have came up front and center. This is another possible disaster that will blow up in the administration's face, I'm sorry to say. And again, this doesn't look good. And the other one I'm having a problem with in a big way is RFK. Robert Kennedy Jr., I think, is a horrible choice for HHS Secretary. One, he doesn't have the background for this. Yes, he did speak up on some things regarding the pandemic, the forced mandates of vaccines and so forth. That was very brave of him. And by the way, the left, once he said that, he was getting too close to the truth. That's why they threw the race card at him. But in his core, RFK is a hardcore liberal. Yeah. And if he's in charge of this or anything else, he's going to make the wrong decisions. I think this is an awful pick.
He's a climate kook, too. Speaking of hardcore liberal.
Yeah. And by the way, with all this rain we've had, I think they're kind of fudging the numbers. I don't believe Healdsburg, which is a little town north of Santa Rosa here, I don't think you got 10 inches in one day.
No.
That's a hurricane.
I know. Who said that? I'm going to look that
news.
up. I'm going to go look that up. Dan, thank you. You have a fine weekend. You're a fine American.
Thanks, bud. See you Monday.
Take care.